Hi guys, and welcome to this week's Stalker of the Week, which is the Tower. Yes, and it's not the Tower in tarot. It's a different form of tower. It's in the tea leaf. I'm gonna explain that to you in a minute here. Welcome. If you're new here and you do not know what Stalker of the Week is, it's a collective reading I do on a particular energy that has kept showing up in all of the readings, or most of the readings. It just showed up and it stands out to me. So I take it out, I look at it and see if there's any message coming through for whoever may need it, right? So it's more like an almost personal reading. It's one where we go deep, but it's rooted in a curiosity of an energy that has already shown up, right? Take what resonate with you, leave behind the rest, never ever force it if it doesn't. And if you like this video, if you like this content, if you like this reading, and you would like to see more Stalker readings, please like the video. It's when people like the videos that I know that, alright, this is worth continuing with, right? Otherwise I'm not going to do it. So, and also leave comments if there's anything there. I really appreciate hearing from you. I really, really do. And I try to in heart most of it and what I can, but I just really appreciate it and I read all of it. So thank you. And welcome back for those of you who actually do follow these readings. I really appreciate it. So, let's get to it. This week we are looking into the Tower. It is the Tower in the tea leaf. And I am pulling out this tower here. I want to explain a little bit to you before we go in. We pull out the energies. Well, the first message I got from something here, from something when I was shuffling and all of that, was forgiving soulmates. Forgiving soulmates, because not all soulmates come into our life to teach our lesson, and some teach us a lesson. Sometimes it's not always pleasant, but they're there for our own growth, right? And for some it could be this beautiful practice of forgiving so we can move on to heal, but we're gonna look more into it. Let's just quickly look at this tower. As you can if you can focus, look, it says solid foundation and success with effort. The tower is a symbol here. A tower it has something to do with the ego. The ego is what holds on. The ego is what can either prevent us from asking for help, but it can also prevent us from moving forward. But we also need the ego. A healthy ego is something that gives us pride, and with pride we need pride to know who we are. The ego is that of setting up boundaries, right? So you can think of the tower here as a building of that, of putting bricks upon bricks, and with the bricks being something here that brings an enclosure around you, so you know where you begin, who you are. But it's also about being able to have a door in that. Have a door in the tower. As you can see, there's no real door here in this tower. So the water that wants to come into the tower, with the water being a symbol of creativity and love, right? But the people, it can't come in, and that's when the tower will fall. So the foundation. Let's just finish before I talk about the foundation here. But the tower is the ego that protects you, but it's also about having a flexible ego. But that's just what I wanted to say. When the tower represents an ego, we're gonna see if there's anything in it, right? It's just that sometimes when we don't want to forgive, it can be the ego that doesn't want to forgive. The ego wants to hold on to some sort of a narrative. But let's see if it plays out here. It's almost like I'm in the reading before I'm even in the reading, but So the tower here, the tower is about building up a solid foundation. That's the key message. Building up a solid foundation, and understanding that results take effort, and that success comes in time. Effort is a time energy. Effort is hard work, but also continued work, and it's time, it's patience, and it's when you want to build a house like the tower, it's again the building. Think of the tower as a building. In order for it to not go on, what do we call that? Pisa tower. What do we call it? It's not straight or whatever. It's definitely not. It's not solid. It's kind of like sinking to one side, right? It doesn't really matter if it's that tower. It's just in any kind of building. If we want to build something, a tower that's going to have a longevity. I can't pronounce it, but it's healthy. A healthy house. We build it on a solid foundation, and it takes time to put down a foundation. It's just the makeup, right? I don't know. I don't really, but anything that we want to have a long life, we want it to be solid. We need to invest time and effort into building the foundation, and the foundation takes time. Sometimes the preparatory work is the most boring there is, but it's going to be that which guarantees success. So that's there, right? That's the Tower here. That's what it says, success with effort. So it's, even though it says success, right? It's an energy here that's saying if the success comes overnight, then you can expect it to also disappear overnight. It takes time to build something up. It's like in terms of, I know, can give an example here of YouTube, right? I can make a video and get a lot of views, and then the next day I can make a video and it gets no views. Of course, there's something about going back and looking at the plan and seeing it, does it even matter doing. That's why I'm also saying, please leave comments and leave likes, so I can understand, so I can get some sort of a feedback in terms of, is it even worth it? Is this even a solid foundation, right? But that's the thing, it still takes time. Of course, something can go viral immediately, but still, even that has to be nurtured, right? It's just to say, sometimes success that come overnight can also disappear. What does we call it in Danish? We have this, if it's in terms of music, like a song that becomes a hit. One night, I think in English we call it a one-hit wonder. One-hit wonder. In Danish, it's the 24-hour fly. It has a 24-hour lifespan, and then the attention is gone. But here, solid foundation. That's what we have. That's the key energy, right? Now we're going to start laying out the energies. I'm going to put this in here. When does the Tower fall, by the way? When it's not built on a solid foundation. When the effort has not been placed there. I'm going to do some shuffling, and then we're going to lay out the oracles. What we're going to ask here is, how is this energy... Oh no, I didn't do that, did I? Oh no, please tell me I didn't. Oh good, it's still upright. Because I'm not meant to do reversals in this one. So what this... what we're going to do here in this reading is we're going to start by looking into how is this energy playing out for you. And then we're going to look into first the message, then how it's playing out in your life, your role in it, what you can and cannot control, and then most likely outcome and all of that. I'm going to do a few shuffles here, and then I'm going to turn on the light because I can see I'm turning grey. Hold on. And as always, please be patient with me throughout this reading, okay guys? These readings go deep, they take time. Alright, hold on. Ta-da! And I'm back. Let's get to it. What are we starting with? Well, water first and foremost. We're starting with one of these. No, this. We're starting here with the tarot. Por favor, tell me, what is this message about that comes with the Tower? Show me the Tower here. What are you about? Show me the message. 4 Wands. It's home. It's about, this has shown up before. This has something to do with where it is that you feel at home. A family. It's reaching full circle. Coming home, being celebrated. It's a homecoming energy. Right? It's homecoming. What does it mean, homecoming? That's actually a good question. I don't know. It's just because homecoming, the concept of a homecoming is very American. So it's I would actually need to use my intuition here a little bit. It's just an interesting concept. The homecoming concept. It's about. It's not just about coming home. It's not like the word dictates. It's something about being seen, isn't it? By your peers. And probably even family. Let's lay out some more here. Is denial and envy. Negative emotions. Negative emotions. That's also why I got, oh shoot, this has been in a reversed energy. I'm gonna do some clarification. 4 Wands in denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness, and I am the same as everybody else. But I just have different challenges, or I with different challenges. Trusting your intuition. This is a lot of purple energy. Not purple. Well, no. Yes, this is purple. This is purple. Do you see that's purple? No. There's a lot of orange and yellow, and then we have one blue purplish there. But what is the color? If we want to talk about color symbolism, you see over here as well. Color symbolism. Look, the tower in the reverse. That was the only reversal there is the tower in the reverse, but we like seeing the tower in the reverse because that avoids building up something on a false foundation. Now I will explain the foundation for you, right? The curb color yellow. Sorry, my jumping here. And this is not your root. No, it's not the root chakra. It's the it's the second chakra with the yellow and then orange. No, that's the Anyway, what I get here is it's both. It's a mix. The colors that I'm getting is the first, second, and third. If we want to talk chakras, I get like the first 3 chakras. What are those? They are about the redness. The red, if you look at the red being the root, being the feeling safe, feeling as though you are safe. That's not but that's at the key of it, feeling safe. Which kind of conditions, whether or not we go into flight mode or whatever, fight, whatever, but feeling safe. But here then also with the color yellow and orange, there's something here about relating to other people. Relating to other people, sharing your creativity, being seen. It's basically like this balance that is between the masculine and feminine energy within yourself, which is that of giving of yourself, but also of building up the structure that you need in your own life, not depending on other people to build the structure for you. It's actually be feeling at home within yourself, but feeling at home within yourself also in relation to other people. We will need definitely do some clarification here. Can you see? Let's get here one of these. So with the denial, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. We have message in a bottle that's showing up in the reverse, and we have co-create in the reverse. Let's get this 50, that's 15. Are you refusing to acknowledge the signs because you want things as you want them? Red flags are not pretty decorations for you to admire. They are warning you for a reason. If something doesn't sit right with you, trouble could be hiding in the bushes. Don't ignore the signs. Spirit always has your best interest at heart and will draw attention to what you are overlooking. We have been here before, guys. This energy keeps showing up. It's the sign of red flags. What is being denied here? It may be within the family dynamic, or it's in your environment. What is it that you're not seeing around you? What's hidden in the walls? What's hiding behind the bush? What's not being spoken about? Someone very smart and intelligent, another reader, Victoria Tea Time. She gives free readings. She's amazing. You can check her out. Because she always uses this phrase. She says something about the bush, around the bush. And then I asked her, what do you mean when you're talking about around the bush? And she said, well, it is what I call dancing around the porridge. We come from different cultures, so we have different symbolic languages, right? Which is interesting. So we can learn from each other. So I asked her, what do you mean by when you're saying, what is that a metaphor for? It's about not speaking frankly. It's about, as what I call dancing around the hot porridge, is that rather than taking, you always blowing on it, rather than just, you always dancing around the truth. You're not addressing it straightforward. You're talking in circles. Right? So the truth is hidden in the bush. You don't see it. That's what's in the bush. Because I was hearing about is someone hiding in the bush? What is that? What's in the bush? The truth. That which is not being said. And not feeling comfortable enough to be yourself, to speak openly, is actually a red flag. That's the message. All right, let's see how it's playing out in your life. But because it's difficult to co-create when you can't be yourself. Oh no, you know what? Before we do that, let's do some clarification. Show me more about the message. Then we're going to see how it plays out in your life. And all of that. Show me here. Two of Swords. Knight of Cups. Two of Wands. Yes. And Temperance underneath. It is that about can I speak my truth? Can I be, or should I just stay silent? It's actually, it's such a complicated one, because I can sit here and say, oh yes, you should always be your true self and show your true, always be your true self, always be true to yourself, always be authentic to yourself. That's the rule, right? But should you always tell people your truth? No. But there's a fine balance between knowing when to not waste your time, engaging with situation that's not really going to be beneficial, and when to actually speak, when to speak and when not to speak. There's a fine balance, and it's sometimes impossible, because there are also situations where you should be speaking up, but by doing so, you suffer the ego death, because you may lose something. There are situations when speaking up will demand a sacrifice. It's not the easiest thing, and that's why I say it's always about finding that fine balance between the speaking, because if there's going to be a sacrifice, and what I'm sacrificing is about, it could be you being a whistleblower, or you without the protection, so you actually lose your job. Or you tell someone here, you know what, this is how I'm actually feeling about it. I want to be a couple with you, and then you risk actually losing them if they don't want to. It's the typical one of, the friends with benefits situation, where someone wants to be in a relationship, but they don't know how to tell it. So they just dance around the bush, because they are afraid that the person will leave them, so they just allow a negative energy, they just allow them to be in this energy where it's actually very stagnant, right? Because saying the truth may risk that lose the person. It of course may not be what you have going on for you. It's just an example, right? We're gonna see how it plays out. It's just Two of Swords, Knight of Cups, and the Two of Wands. This is again not being anxious, and not really taking the step that is needed to go there. It's being there's probably a little of a pause mode here. Let's quickly look at this co-create, and then we are laying out the cards for your energies. We're 17 minutes in, but I like getting the messages out beforehand. I know many people about, you just want to go straight to it. It's like, you know what, there's so much richness that's come from these, personal opinion of course, just reflecting on it. It may not be for everyone, these messages. It's just to give you the gist of it. You are trying too hard. Let's see, co-create, right? Co-create in the reverse. That's underneath the deck. You are trying too hard to create all that you desire, without the nurturing vital force of spirit. Perhaps you were in a creative slump, suffering writer's block, facing a monumental task, but unable to decide on your first step. So you just avoid doing anything. Does the word overwhelmed apply to you right now? We're going to look into whether or not. I'm just reading it. It doesn't necessarily have to do. You take what you want. I'm just getting it out here, right? Why do you think it all has come down to you? Inspiration means drawing in of divine spirit, of divine guidance. Yet drawing it in. You must tap into spirit, not simply yourself. Ask spirit for inspiration. Two minds are greater than one, so co-create with your divine partner. Reclaim your partnership with spirit. Inspiration will flow as soon as you get out of your own way. There's so many interesting. We're going to see here, right? This is an energy that I can see typically can often come when you spend too much time alone. It has nothing to do with introvert or extrovert. It has something to do with when we are with other people, good, bad, whatever, but we pinpoint and we draw. And we get inputs, we listen, and we are what it gives something back. That's why I love getting comments for you guys, right? When I remember the password to my email, I'm gonna go in there and read if there's anything. Probably never is anything there, but it's just spam. Maybe I should check. I haven't checked in months. Anyway, let's see here. Let's lay it out or more of it. That's what we have of energies here. It's like, now let's lay out the energies and see if we can get a fuller picture. That's what the message is about. How's it playing out in your life? Ace of Swords, truth. I actually wish I had done reversal here. Ace of Swords, truth, understanding and clarity. Seven of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, Two of Cups. I'm gonna lay out all of the oracles before. Show me this moonology. How's it playing out in their life? Don't let pride get in your way. I mean, I just went over the pride, and we have you are good enough. Don't let pride get in your way. Message in a bottle. Envy, message in a bottle. Don't let pride get in the way. And what do we have here? Yes, right, open and feather, birds of a feather. I'm gonna tell you more about it. I just wanted it out here on the table. So how is it playing out in your life? With the Ace of Swords clarified by Seven of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups. It's the truth. Can you see this potential within yourself here to build up for yourself? You know what? I will need to lay out all the cards because I keep getting an external energy here for you, meaning that I don't quite understand. I'm gonna need to play out some cards so I can see whether or not this is you I'm talking to about this, or it's someone attached to you. The keynote, full moon in Leo. Is it that we have a new moon in Leo here tomorrow? Or not tomorrow. Would have had it. When you're watching this reading, the full moon would have been there. There was a full moon sometime here in beginning of August here. It has to do with I keep getting here the ego again. Of letting go of a story here. And respect that everybody have their own challenges. We don't have similar challenges. We are not, we have this one light and all oneness. If any of you follow spiritual readings, or spiritual lessons, depending on who you follow, you will hear a lot about this oneness, right? But the oneness is a one complicated mass of differences. I always use that if you take us, you look at us, we look different. If you cut us open, we may bleed the same. We are human. What makes us the same is that we are humans, right? We are born, we share an earth, we share space, we share timeline. That is what we have in common. But we are different people. We grow up in different ways. We grow up in different cultures. That of believing that we can expand for ourselves and have everyone be like us, it's not how it works. How do you think wars are born? Sorry, is that how wars is about? Someone wanting to have everyone, to have all the rest be like them. We are different people. We see ourselves partly because we can see ourselves in people from different parts of the world because we are human. We have the same human experience, such as having emotions and being thinking beings, but we are different, right? I need to lay out the cards to see what it's about, because I keep getting that someone here doesn't want to communicate. There's a partnership here. Someone here doesn't really want to speak up. I don't know if there's a family dynamic that's in healing here right now for some of you. Healing a family situation. And for some of you, I also get that some of you may have a family dynamic where maybe you grew up in a very, very strict, with strict rules. So for you to see that you are successful, you may not believe that you are successful, but you are. You may not have the same riches or the same outer, you can't maybe not be able to prove it with being able to prove the same amount of wealth that your family or your parents have, but gotta keep in mind the generational difference. They will have the wealth that fortune that we build up, unless we are born privileged. Then the fortune that we build it up through years of hard work. Tower, right? We got some generations that are a little bit older here. They have got to remember that when they look down at younger generations, say, "When I was your age, and this and that," and that's one thing. Don't ever do that, because then you can say, "You know what? You had different opportunities at that time." It's just this generational gap we gotta remember. We are born in different timelines. Anyway, let's see here. What is your role in it? We're gonna lay it out here. Your role in it. The Tower in the reverse. You're avoiding building up something here on a false foundation because you're not in a hurry. You're patient. For some of you, it's that you are tied up to a particular cultural dynamic. For instance, that of, let's say you want to be in a relationship and you could have your parents here say, "When I was your age, I was already married and with children," all of that. And you can say, but in that time when you were young, you didn't have Tinder. Or you didn't have this culture that we are in. Because the dating culture had changed. It changed just within 5 years. It has changed. Technology has changed how we date. But it also have enriched because we can date people from all over the world. It's people come together in different ways, right? But anyway, just to say that, it's just for you, it's about avoiding building up a tower. For some of you, you have, oh my god, something about a father that needs to understand this. See, what is your role in this? 9 of Wands, Page of Wands, and the Tower. Tower clarified by Tower, right? You're just very strong. Right? Seeing the red flags here. Be mindful of the red flags. Don't be... Yeah. But what is it with this pride? What is up with the pride? Brief. Coming to the edge. The pride is coming. Okay, I'm gonna read these. I'm sorry, guys. I will read a lot because when I work with these oracles, especially the wisdom of the oracle, which are very good, but I can't remember them all the time. Oracles work very specifically. Because the ego is taking a breather. It's coming to the edge. It's these building blocks that I was talking about. This is building blocks. It shows up in the reverse. The ego is falling down. Could we call it an ego death? It's an ego death of you basically. For some of you, you are releasing this ego that has been with you since childhood. Because egos are born in childhood, right? At some point, whatever. They're born and restructured throughout our life all the time. We have one ego. It's just restructured. It becomes more diverse. It's like a big building that we start building at some point in time if we are exposed to a traumatic experience very, very young. Very young. Then it's born too early. I can't remember when it's supposed to be born, but it's good. But it is born and then it's restructured. We restructure our ego depending on the situation that we find ourselves in. So let's give you an example of, again, being born privileged. I haven't seen that Schitt's Creek. I should probably watch that because I believe that's about this. About having privilege, having a lot of riches and then losing them. Then you have to restructure your ego here. It may not be that, sorry. But the pride here is about taking a breather. It's a pride here, as I said here, is that it's falling down. There's an ego death. There's coming to an understanding that you are more than the expectations that you have. And it's also not being so strong all the time. No, you are strong. There's strength in asking for help. Here the other day I was in the kitchen, I was thinking, what is the strongest thing that I have ever done? Reaching out for help when my life was about to crumble down. Reaching out saying, I can't do this alone, I need help. Strongest. I was at my weakest, and that was when I was the strongest. show here 29. It just didn't appear as it appeared as a wreck to everyone else, but personally when I would say as strong. The ego here is patient in all things is called for right now. What do you need to do when you are in a rush? Slow down, of course. Meditate, trust, breathe and repeat. Humans cannot exist without drawing breath. Now is the time to allow for the life-giving element of air to relinquish your body. Air being this Ace of Swords. That's it. It's the air. It's meditating. It's taking in new truth. It's relaxing. Relaxing. Stop to smell the roses. Breathe in the sunlight. Release the darkness. There's actually a lot of power in the breath. Deep breath. What do you think in yoga and meditation is about the deep breath? Because it's relaxing. The heart needs time to open. Remember when I was talking about chakras, I talked about the first 3. The 4th is the heart. And the heart, we breathe into our belly, but on back, but also our heart. The heart needs time. Take a breath and let nature take its course. Release constriction and anxiety, for there's no need for the tension. Savor the moment and wait. And the waiting won't prove long. You have worked long and hard. Your dreams are coming to fruition, and you want to hurry things. But if you're hurrying, that's what you're avoiding here. You're not lazy either. See, that's I get here for the ego to understand is that by not doing anything and not having all the result doesn't mean that you're not lazy, that you're not effective, productive. You're just taking a pause. That's what we call take you on a holiday. That's what we call to regenerate your strength. But the anxiety, the denial, but I replace it, I acknowledge my fear and I replace it with the insight of awareness. It's also for some of you a very difficult message here about no longer being in denial, about having been focused too much on what other people thought, or, the chasing. That is what happens when chasers wake up. It's a difficult thing for a chaser to wake up, because it's understanding that the answer was never outside themselves, it's within themselves. And your role in it is that you are resilient, you're standing strong, the pressure's on. But look out for red flags. By the way, there may even, if there's a communication coming in here, look out for any kind of red flags. Look out for the red flags. Alright, let's see here. Let's see. Take things slow. Be slow in it. Don't rush things. Right. I want to see a bit what's on the outside of this for you. What's on the inside? Chariot. That's the energy that's coming towards you. Guys, Devil, the Lovers, 8 of Wands, King of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, Judgment. Be mindful here. Be mindful of what it is that comes towards you, especially if it comes from another person. Sorry, this reading is taking a little while for me to dive into, but that's because I guess it's a serious topic. There's something very predictive about this here. Be mindful of any kind of red flags that you see. If someone here comes towards you, very, very quick. We have the Chariot, we have the Devil, we have the Lovers. That is the twin flame connection, bad energy, the chaser energy here, right? It's the love bombing energy. It's someone that comes towards you very, very quick. They want this commitment here. And in doing so, they open up a lot of wounds from the past, something that's been hidden here for you, that it's time for you to heal. That is how the twin blame shame, the twin shame connection. What is it? Because they bring shame, they open up the shame wound. And not because I'm talking here about the journey, I'm not talking about the concept, because I don't believe in twin flames as being that they are people that are born more entitled than anyone else, because they have this magic role that they are going to raise the awareness of everyone else, because we don't know how to work, so they are actually more special than us. Sorry, I get annoyed with that. I get annoyed when I hear self-entitled idiots go, but I have to be with my twin flame because I have to help save Earth. We don't need your savior. We don't need you to save us. Focus on your own. You would save us if you just focus on your own shit. Sorry, that's mean. I know. It's just, again, I know. But the journey itself, the twin flame journey, I have a deep understanding for, because it has nothing to do with that. It has something to do, it's a healing journey. People just call it twin flame because they need a word for it. It's cutting away traumatic ties. It's trauma bonds. It's It depends on how it plays out. I can recognize when someone here is using it as an excuse to get someone stuck if we're dealing with a narcissist, but I can also recognize it when I'm reading for someone who's just, they are lost. They are lost for words, for figuring out what the hell is going on within them, and they believe that this person is the answer to everything. We're talking about something different. Personal opinion here, of course. But the key energy here doesn't have to do with anything like that. The key energy here is that what energy is coming towards you is very fast. But they look out for their own needs. They don't really care. This is the ambitious one, and it's good to be ambitious. It's someone very ambitious coming towards you. But just look out for whether or not they will run all over you. Because, yeah, they can if you merge too much. So it's just be slowed here, especially if this is in love and you're single. Just take it slow. They may come at you very like, we can go this and that and this and that, and then the next week you're dumped. Right? Look out for it, whether it's in love or in business. They happen all the time. It's a matter here about being realistic in how you set up the expectations. Not being negative, it's just being, let's see how this progresses. Because if it starts up very, very quick, you can expect it to disappear as quick. Alright, slow energy. Take the time here. There's nothing to be fearful of here. Don't let pride get in your way again. How would pride get in the way? Pride would get in the way if you allow someone here to talk to a low self-esteem. I have gone over the self-esteem in some collective readings here not long ago. You can also check up on the comments, left the message in the commentary field. Check it out. It's just, be mindful of that. Be mindful of that. Ghosting as well. Playing games. The ego can come in the way when it's that you don't want to take a chance either. It's okay to take chances. It's not about saying no. No, it's about saying yes and reaching out, but just be patient. So, and believe that you are good enough. So let's see here, what can you control and what can't you control? What can you control in this situation? Two of Cups. You have a say in this commitment, these two people coming together. What can't you control in this? Page of Cups. Someone else's emotional immaturity. What you can control is being friends. What you can control, oh my god, it sometimes scares me. You see, it's like when I look at this, her eyes are so dark. It's like she has dark eyes. She's not even there. It reminds me of a shark. Just because I can't hardly, when we make it out, I can't hardly make that she has a pupil. So it's just pure black. It reminds me of a white shark. Are we in Shark Week now? Is this Shark Week? And when I look at him, I can see a little bit of blue. It's not like that in the small deck, but in the big deck, she looks scary. There's nothing there behind those eyes. Now, I haven't picked up on anything being two-faced or anything. So it's just, I think it's just a card that's scaring me. Not scaring me, it's just that her eyes. Anyway, let's see. Look out for the red flags. Something about the eyes. What is it about the eyes? I can't remember. There's something about warning signs. I can't remember. I've completely forgot. It was about a warning sign in terms of a narcissist, in terms of how they stare at you. Or don't stare. But then again, can we trust that? Because what if they learned it? I don't know. Trust your intuition. That's the thing. I don't know. Not saying that is ever you're gonna find yourself in that. I just get here. Be mindful of how they look at you. how they don't look at you. Anyway, not to be worried there or anything. It's just, let's see, what can you control? 7 of Cups and the 8 of Wands and the 3 of Swords and the 7 of Wands here. 7, 8, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Your own confidence, because what's coming towards here, you is someone that has confidence. Alright. Of course, it could be like someone with Cancerian energy here. Or something happened in Cancerian season. In all cases, what you can control is seeing clearly whether or not you are a choice or an option. How quick things come at you. And know that you have, that you have the choice here to what is you have the choice to do? Empress there, Magician, to manifest whatever it is that you want to manifest. You have the skills. I get this being if someone here comes your way and tries to tell you something that, oh, you can't do this and you can't do that. It's like trying to break someone down. That's how you talk to someone's self-esteem or self-confidence either. That you don't know what you're doing, you can't do anything. But you can. I'm not saying you're going to run into this. I feel as though the energies are relevant for some. For some of you, it's an amazing thing that you're going to build up something very solid. I'm just getting these messages because even if it's just one person out there who may run into someone very toxic, I just want to point it out. Just be mindful here of how quick things start. What would they talk into? They would talk into that you can't co-create. They are envious. They don't understand the challenges that you have gone through. We all have our sets of different challenges. We got to respect that in each other, even those who are toxic. They may not be toxic to someone else, but they may be toxic to you. Sometimes it doesn't necessarily mean that they have any title on them or anything. Know that you are good enough. So they would talk into you not being good enough. But then this is where you will find the strength here to look at the bigger picture. I mean, this could even be a friend. Right? Remember also when you watch tarot readings, take what you resonate with. You take what you want and leave behind the rest. Also here, because I sometimes get negative energies, and as I say right now, maybe I'm just giving this just an information. It doesn't necessarily mean that that something negative is going to happen to you. What you can control is how you come together with people, basically. You have a say in a commitment to someone else. You have a say. What you cannot control is the Page of Cups. Let's look into this Page of Cups. What you cannot control... You know what, guys? If you, by the way, also have... Some of you, if you find that someone here is coming towards you and they have a crush on you, and they want to... I don't know, want you to be theirs, but you don't want to. You have it within you to say no. Don't let anyone coerce you into saying yes if you don't want to. Right? But you can't find anyone else better than me. So what? That's your opinion. Page of Cups here. The Ace of Cups. 6 of Wands. 3 of Wands. Now, I'm not saying that you should completely not be open to new people, but I'm just saying you can't really control how someone responds emotionally to how you say no. Always pay attention to how people respond to a no. Can they deal with disappointment? If they cannot deal with disappointment, they have chaser in them. They can become moody, they can become controlling. And there's also something about how do they deal with being told no? Do they take it personally? Do they take rejection personally too much? Do they be oversensitive? And then as a response, they can go into different coping mechanisms such as blaming you, deflecting you because you're wrong, because you said no. mean, I have got to stop watching those videos. I don't know, sometimes I wonder if my energies here are a little tainted by those videos that I have started watching. Which is basically just entertainment videos about self-entitled people because I was, you know, I also just watch stupid things. But I'm actually glad I did, because it gives me a full understanding of how this can actually play out. Because sometimes I get them and then I have no examples. Now I have. Now I can better understand some of these energies, because they happen. I'm more like, this is a fantasy reading, it can't take place, but it does. I'll give an example here of, again, Brightzillas. I have never met one, thankfully. I'm also from, I think it's something about also the country that I'm from. Weddings are not, of course it is in some, but in my family and everything, weddings have always been, yes, it's nice and all that, but rather invest in other things, or just never. When I see American weddings, I'm like, whoa. But you know, nothing there. It's just it's new to me. But here I got these Brightzillas where there was someone who wanted people to do things for them for free, and then they got mad when someone said, "No, I don't want to be your free photographer." It's like, no, that's a paid job. It's a profession. You pay for it. But then they go, but you suck at it anyways. I have never seen anything like it. It's like, that is the weirdest thing. So you don't want to do things for free. You want to pay someone off because with what likes, or what is it, exposure on your social media profile. It's like, no. We pay people for the services. But that was an example here of how people deal with no. Long story there, but you know how people deal with no. Will they start deflecting on you, being you're the one that's wrong? It's just an example. I'm not saying that's going to happen here. I'm just saying be mindful of what you cannot control is how someone else wants something. They may even have emotions for you. You cannot control whether or not they will follow you, or whether or not they will keep you. If you have a social media presence, they will probably follow you, right? They will probably contact you. You can't really control that. What you can control is how you decide to say no or yes. Right? Don't let people shame you. And I see when with 4 wands here, it could be within the family. I mean, this can be an energy of a family member that tries to shame someone into doing something. It doesn't, or guilt trip. That's why I hate guilt tripping. I hate guilt tripping. It's the worst. It's like, it doesn't, and it actually has the opposite effect with me. But how it's going to play out in your life, it has a lot to do with the 2 of Cups. Show me the 2 of Cups there. Something from the past here that has kept you, I mean, it wounded you. Some of you, I hope you're not waiting around for an idiot, right? Who's going to continue to wound you. Because they are emotionally immature. They just want to be seen while they go explore the world. Look out for that red flag. They want you to just focus on them. No. What you is also, if you get a no, you can also control how you then either see fantasy or you accept the pain. It's either them having to deal with a no, or you have to deal with a no from them, or having to say no to them because they can't offer you anything of something solid. We can also say no to someone that we really like, be it in love, work, career, whatever, but because they can't offer us what it is that we know where we're going for, right? These long-term commitments, this stability. Someone here giving an, you know, they're dancing around the bush about there being a commitment, and then they're just trying to keep you stuck, but there's no. Okay, that's what you can kind of control here. See what is the most likely outcome, and then we're done. We're also going to look into don't let pride get in your way, and ears wide open. Show me here What's the most likely outcome here? Or just give me a quick advice card here. 8 of Wands, take quick action. There's a new beginning coming your way. Be open to new opportunities. Don't wait around for the past. Keep your ears open. There's something here there's an energy that wants to co-create with you. But if you want to create with something from the past and it's not growing, keep a lookout for that. Most likely outcome here in this situation. 4 of Swords, a pause. And 6 of Wands underneath the deck. Show me more here. Hierophant, King of Pentacles, 7 of Wands. I see you pushing someone away. They come quickly. They want to give a little bit. They could have Libra in their chart. But you know what? Before I start diving into that, I see the energy is about, taking a pause here. Following some sort of a disappointment. But it's not the end of the world, and you know that. For some of you, it is your father who's an idiot sometimes. Show me here, full moon in Leo. Full moon in Leo. Have you been letting your pride become an obstacle? Is the question you're asking based on your ego, or is it from your heart? Leo energy is all about the heart. Think of the big-hearted king of the jungle, the Leo, the lion. He's not exactly I wouldn't. Does the lion have a big heart? I wouldn't cuddle him. I'm just saying that. Anyway, its energy is magnificent, but when it's combined with the rush of the full moon, it can become over the top. This may have come to you because you needed to take a deadlock, to end a deadlock that has developed. More love and thoughts for the greater good, or the solution to this dilemma. If you're not doing as you would be done by lately. If you have not been doing, quote, this one, as you would be done by lately, this is the time to find a balance between your own needs and the needs of those around you. Right, anyway. If people have not done to you what you have done to them, right? If there's not been an equal reciprocity, it's time here to find a balance between your own needs and those needs behind you. This will help all your relationship. Be magnificent without being too plain. Self-esteem is good. Vanity is not. Everyone is equally important. Creative urges should be followed. Work some magic. A friendship may be ending now. Forgive your friend then. When the full moon comes into Leo, it can be a wonderfully bright time where people feel more confident to show the world their talents and their assets. This is the upside of the lunation of this card, no matter what. However, take a note that the Leo full moon combines sweet sort of tension between your needs and the needs of people in your networks. Leo full moon is a time to release pride. Let's quickly see here also in terms of the advice. So that's you taking a breather, and if people can't really deal with that, then that's their problem. Free. Ears wide open. Deep listening as a gift we give to others. Understand someone else's needs. Showed focused attention. Tuning into another and letting go of the ego's need to be heard. The world is constantly speaking to us and offering clues about what is really going on beneath the surface of things. We all have the capacity to hear the noise that reaches our ears. The challenge is when we feel misunderstood or unheard, when we feel insignificant. It's easy to over-explain ourselves in an attempt to get acknowledged all the time. Now it's time to let go of that. Offer your attention as the great gift it is. It's time to stop multitasking, checking your phone, thinking of what you should be going to say next, and doing all the things that keep you from connecting fully. I'm the complete opposite there. It's like thinking about what I'm going to say next. No, I wish I should. Anyway, whenever we are in a state of chaos and distraction, paying attention to only some of what is being said, we lose the ability to pick up on everything, including that which is not being said. See, that's the reason why my readings are so fucking long. Just like that there. Because I say it all. I don't select here. I take it all out. Which is why some people say, it's confusing. Yes, but that's because there's this richness here. I know people are not patient. They don't want to sit here for an hour. Oh my god, it's too long. I'm gonna quit now. Yeah, but you don't want to watch it, but it's... Anyway, deep listening is a way which we immerse ourselves in the truth of the world. In this way, with ears wide open, we also open our hearts and mind to understand more than what is conveyed through words alone. Opportunities arise from subtle cues we miss when we are not 100% present. Purposefully. Open listening is an act of true respect and intimacy. When you are in this space of receptivity, letting go of the need to be heard or to be right, you become expansive and alert to meaningful potential. Right now, keep your ears wide open and you will find more than you are searching for. There's a lot of, you create intimacy when we listen to other people. We share ourselves a lot. Right? All of these long readings I share, especially the Stalker readings, I share a lot. I give a lot. Or it's even not my time and fucking hour here, right? Not to mention uploading. But yeah, so it's always, that's why I'm also like, wow, people actually see this. It's a nice thing. But as I said here, somewhere down the line, it's also a matter here about figuring out, as you see in your own life here, when does it make sense? When does it make sense what it is that you give to the world? Or just give to another person here. Check out for the red flags. But with anxiety here, or denial, acknowledge my fear and I replace it with an insight of awareness. If you have people here around you who would speak into your fear, it's them denying you. They are denying who you are. They are not seeing you for who you are. Maybe they want to see you as they would like to see you, because you have to fill out some sort of a role there. If this is an intimate and loving relationships, that it doesn't work like that. Well, it can if you wanted to, but it's about, you also have your voice there. It's not work. It's not your career. It's not work. Love relationships are not like that. You don't get hired that you have to be a wife or a husband on these conditions only. If you cannot live up to that, then you're out. That's called conditional love. And it's also that's also what we have here in family dynamics. Okay, I hope you got anything from this reading, whoever I was reading for. Take the messages you need. What you can control here is how you decide to be in relationships. You have power there, right? You can't control who have crush on you, and you cannot control emotionally immaturity of other people either. And you cannot control if people don't want to connect either. So that's what we have here. All right, most likely outcome, Four of Swords, a pause. So, and healing, and for some of you, one is going into healing, another one is coming out. Anyway, that's what I have. I will see you next time. Take care. Thank you for watching. Ciao.